welcome to Find It on this Wednesday evening. I'm your host, Debbie Bettendorf, and I have a special show for you tonight with a very special person I've only known for a couple of months, but it feels right, and she's an amazing gal. She's a boutique boss. Does that sound like it's right up my alley or what? And she'll be up your alley too, because she has some serious good stuff coming her way, a new company that she is starting. She has an amazing spirit, and I can't wait to introduce you to her and talk about the new venture that she has and how she and I got to know each other. So with no further ado, let's have her intro, and she will be right back with us. Hi, Anna Fox.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really, really good. It's so good to see your face again. And I thought maybe I have been excited that we met. So I think we should tell everyone how we met. Maybe I can talk about how I felt from my side, then you can tell your version.
Yes, and by the way, love that intro video. I was like, oh, there's an intro video of me. Like, where are we getting these pictures from? But you did great.
Well, I have a way of finding stuff. It's like, ooh, that's a little creepy. Where'd she get that picture? Oh, it's funny. But okay, so first of all, Anna is in Fort Worth, Texas. It's really hot down there. So her Wi-Fi and stuff may be a little bit lagged, but you'll be able to hear her. So if you don't want to watch, but you listen, because we have some good stuff to say. So what happened was I was in Dallas in June, and I was shopping the market for my new boutique that I'm starting in October. And I was by myself, and I didn't realize how overwhelming it was at those markets, Anna. And I told you about this. You guys, It's incredibly, it's a lot. And to stay focused and know what you want. The second day, I was getting ready to go over. It was 7:30 in the morning, and I said a little prayer. And I was just like, oh God, I have all these open, I need to tie up some loose ends that I don't know for sure what platform I'm going to use. I have all these questions. I just really wish that I could make a decision on how to move forward. I Uber over to the World Trade Center. I get out, there's massive amounts of people, and I walk in. And a lady had told me I had shopped floor 15 the whole time, and the price points are so high. And I'd really overshot my budget the first day. So the second day I'm going, why am I even coming back? Like, oh my gosh. And so I there was a lady in there and said, well, you should go floors like 9 through 13 too. Go check them out. And I was like, oh, because the price points are a little more median. So I get off the escalator, and I thought, hey, it's Studio 11 style. I'm going to stop on floor 11 first. I get off the escalator. I walk to the first boutique booth, and Anna was there.
It's me.
It's Anna. And I was like, she and I struck up conversation. I bought a few things. She was, and in conversation, you, Anna, started answering questions of what I had just prayed for to be answered.
Yeah.
And I looked at you. Do you remember? I said, I'm not sure what your faith or what religion, or if you even believe in God, but I've got to tell you something. I just prayed for these answers and got off on floor 11, and there you are. And you just helped me make my decision.
Yes.
I said you were a blessing from the beginning. What did you think? What was your first impression of me?
It was
definitely rattled.
No, not at all. I was like, oh wow. My first impression was, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Oh, and then you're so sweet. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you. And then I love to talk business. So as soon as you started asking me questions, I was like, okay, we're here for it.
I mean, you know what you're doing. Like, you were so sure. And like, when I said, well, what about this? And you're like, oh, bump. What are you doing exactly? You need to do that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then when I found out you're the boutique boss, right? The boutique boss, which along the bottom at the end, when you find out everything she has going on, you may want to email her and figure out how to contact her we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So, I really think you're a blessing. You were put in my life for a
Thank you.
definite purpose, and we've stayed in touch,
We love
and
to talk on the phone. That's
and we've talked on the phone, and I know now that during my spewing of everything I have going on, now I know that you have a lot that you're doing currently.
yeah, my brain is always working and I can't sit still ever. So here I am. I
And
love it though.
but I want you to talk about what you, and we'll talk about all kinds of stuff, but really what I am really into, and it's almost like I want to help promote you when you start this new company that you're doing. Could
Yeah.
you tell us what it's a passion project. You called it a passion project. Why?
It's been it's taken a little time to come up with, and just I feel like any good business, I've had thoughts and put together business plans and come up with ideas, and then it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
I have to rethink it, and I thought, you know what, I want to create something that's not just like something that you're going to sell, because I'm not a salesperson. I usually the business ideas that come to me are because I'm like I can't stop thinking about it, and it's something that I enjoy. So I was like, I love bracelets. And it's always been a joke that like I go on vacation and we have to go to every store because I need a bracelet. And I would have like 8 to 10 on my arm at one time. They're like, really, are we really gonna shop for more? And I'm like, yes, just one more. I need it to speak to me. So it became a just one more. So originally, my original plan was, okay, I'm gonna make bracelets, but everybody does that. And I'm not just trying to sell something. Um, but I did realize that I do love to give stuff away. So I would buy jewelry or like necklaces that had sayings on them, or just, I mean, like anything. It could be a t-shirt. Um, and I would come across somebody that I felt like I would start a conversation kind of like you and I did. And somehow they would share like pieces of their story with me. And I thought, you know what, you need a little bit of encouragement. Like I kind of, people like to open up to me, which I love. I don't always know what to say, but I feel like if you're just nice, that you could kind of change their day. So
Yeah.
I would like go back and I'm like, oh, you know what, this bracelet really like it means something to me. I think like maybe you would like it. And so I would give stuff away like that. So my passion project was when I was younger, I always thought, yes, I want to change the world. Like that's my goal in life. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do these great things. And then I realized like it's not as simple as that. So um, I had to like rethink it. And I was like, but if I can't change the world, at least you can be nice to like one person. And like maybe that one person's going to change the world. And then I was just like a part of their life. And I changed their life, which does change their world. So
Yeah.
I thought, okay, we're going to do that. And my mom was always big into like, don't be mean to people, like you kill them with kindness. So that's always been kind of like in the back of my head of just, even if somebody's mean to you, especially just how the world is today, like always show kindness because you never know who's having a hard time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where this passion project came from and like the whole purpose behind it. So I kind of combine the two of it's been a little bit of a joke of like you're unique, you're kind of like a unicorn, you're one of a kind. And I'm like, I am a unicorn. Like, yes, I know unicorns aren't real. Like, I get that. But guess what? They're unique and they're fun and they're sparkly and they're goofy and that's me. And so I always commit into like, yes, I'm a unicorn. Thank you. But then I also have a side of me that's like assassin mode. You want to be like that rebel, and I'm totally not. I was like that good girl growing up, so like I am not rebellious, like
Yeah.
at all. But I like to think that I am, and I feel like everybody has like that piece of them. Like you
Yeah.
have like wild child side. So I was like, okay. On the outside, you're like this sparkly, kind unicorn, but on the inside, like you're this kind of like rebel, badass. And I'm really sorry for saying that.
No, that's fine. You want to be, and not badass in a bad way.
No, but like
Just
in a
like
really
change
good
you like
way.
you want to change the world,
Yeah, yeah. So that's where it came from. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to create something that is not about a product, but it's about like making somebody feel good and like feel special and like know their worth. And like if they're having a bad day, a way to kind of cheer them up and maybe like change their life.
Yeah.
And so I combine the two, and it's going to be called Unicorn Assassin.
Unicorn Assassin.
Yes.
It's
So
so
it's
cute.
sparkly, but like, and like, you know, it's like rebel-y, but like with sparkles and glitter. And that's me. I'm like a rebel with sparkles and glitter.
Throw a little glitter on her.
Throw a
But
little
now I want you to tell everyone, because you're extremely creative and you actually design this jewelry yourself.
Yes. So I have, okay, so I put some on. And so I don't know if you can see it because my camera is super laggy, but
Yeah. We'll see it in about
Well,
20 seconds.
I know so much. Okay, but I'll just explain it. So I designed like one piece to where it's kind of that edgy, not really fashion forward, and some of them are just simple, but it's like a piece for you. So it's something pretty, something like edgy but nice. And then I designed one that's personalized. So I came up with some sayings. I have one that's like, "You are of infinite worth," and then
You are of infinite worth.
mm-hmm,
I love
yeah,
that.
and then created for a purpose.
You guys, she sent me pictures of it. I should have uploaded it, but I thought we would. But yeah, so that one looks kind of like a buckle
Yes.
and then a link chain. But I love the meaning behind it. So continue about
Yeah.
that.
No, the other one is it's just one of the bar bracelets that has the engraving. And so we're gonna engrave just like affirmations and just kind of uplifting words or like statements. So you're wearing it until you come across somebody that like, I don't know, that you want to do something kind for, or that like needs it. Somebody that might be down. And you know what? They might not be down, and you might just have a connection with them, and you want to give it away. But it's meant to be given away. So you have a piece for you and a piece to give away. So my thinking is you're a unicorn and you're like sparkly and nice. And then that assassin in you, you kill him with kindness, and you kind of kill them in kindness by giving a bracelet away.
That's neat. I didn't realize that when you sent that picture to me. So those weren't connected. They're two separate
Yeah.
bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get to keep one. And then at some point in time, when you feel that connection or that feeling like this person, I want to give the other one to, whether they need encouragement or you feel a connection or whatever, then in likeness of what you've always done anyway with bracelets that you've had on your wrist,
Yep.
you used to take yours off and give it to people. And now people are going to buy your bracelets for that very purpose. Keep
Yep.
one, give one.
Yep. It's keep one, give one.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And you guys, the name Unicorn Assassin, kill him with kindness. I love it.
I mean, you can karate chop if you want. That's fine.
Chop, chop. So okay, so when does this company launch?
Well, you know, like you said before, I have a lot going on. So my goal is to launch by mid-September. I have samples and I've developed the logo and all of the marketing, and I've put a lot of time and effort into this because, like you said, it is my passion project. So I want people to understand, like, I really want to make sure that the story gets across clearly because I don't want people to think, oh, it's just another bracelet. I mean, yeah, it is another bracelet, but that's not what it means. Like, it's not about the bracelet. It's about actually connecting with other people, showing kindness to other people. And I mean, ultimately, yes, changing the world. As like big as that sounds, I think that like anybody can do it.
But I love your spirit. And you guys, I guess I met you in person and felt that beautiful energy. And so now knowing what you're doing, I mean, I was all about talking about what I had going on that day. Since then, I have asked you, what are you doing? And, you've shared with me. And so I am pumped and excited for you because I know it's going to be huge because of who you are as a person and what you just are so sweet. This is the other thing I want everyone to know. Anna has been helping me get ready to launch my business. Okay. So this woman I met, who offered information after, didn't offer it. I mean, I was asking her questions, but she offered it after I asked, which was like, and just gave me lots of details. We exchanged numbers. She's consistently helping me. And it's just like, if that's not a testament to what your business is going to be, I've never heard of one. Like, that's amazing.
Oh,
And
yay.
I know that in your bio that I put out, you do have a passionate nature, and it defines your approach to life.
Yes.
And your unicorn spirit, you do seek the extraordinary in the ordinary. Explain to me what that means to you.
Well, I mean, I think that you can have an ordinary day, and there's nothing wrong with being ordinary. I don't think anybody's really ordinary.
No.
I think there's something extraordinary in everybody. And like, I try to see the good. I think there's good in everyone. Sometimes you got to dig a little deeper, but there is. And like, even a bad situation, there's always going to be something good. So you just have to like have that mindset of, you know what, I might be going through something, but it's like I'm going through it for a reason. And why not make it extraordinary? I mean, like, make it a big deal. Celebrate the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, don't ever do anything just like halfway. Why not just like jump all in?
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah,
it's
and then
fun.
here's another thing that I know about you that I would really like for you to share. And it's a little bit personal, but I think you're fine with it because, but you do choose to find joy in not so joyful situations. Like when you were pregnant for your child, your first child, what a beautiful thing. You're pregnant and all of that. And then what happened during your pregnancy?
Yes. So, with my second, with my daughter, she's my second.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So about, I don't know, it was like 3 months into it. I was laying in bed one night and I was looking at the clock, and I wear contacts anyways, but like I noticed that like part of the clock was blurry and I couldn't see. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Well, I went to the doctor the next day and he was like, okay, you have to go to a specialist. Like, I know you're about to go on vacation, but you really need to get to a specialist. This is really important. So I went, found out that I had a tumor growing that was pushing against my optic nerve. And within about 2 to 3 weeks, I had lost all of my sight. And like nobody knew about that. Nobody knew what was going on because I did an MRI, but because I was pregnant, I couldn't have any like radiation or anything in my body. So nothing showed up. And they thought, okay, well, you can either terminate the pregnancy to see what is going on, or just, well, hopefully it'll come back. And of course, I wasn't going to terminate the pregnancy. So I just waited and continued to go to the doctor, and nothing had changed. I eventually just lost all of my sight in my left eye. But I mean, at 8 months, they delivered early, and we ran tests, and come to find out there is a tumor, and it can't be removed. But I mean, I've adjusted, and now it's kind of a joke, not a joke. It's kind of one of them. My kids love to sneak up on me on my left side.
Oh, come out on the left side and stealth
Really?
mode on the
Yeah,
left.
and like pouring things. I would spill stuff and like I run into like the things on the left side. So it's been an adjustment, but it never hit me that it was like, oh, you lost your sight. Like I had to adjust to the way that I drive, or just how I pour stuff, or like put makeup on or whatever. But it's not, I mean, it is what it is, you know?
So everybody hang with us, and you can hear her perfectly. I know that she's the
All over the place.
Wi-Fi is going crazy. Please just listen. You don't have to watch. Just listen, because she's got a lot of good things to say, and I want you guys to get to know her. And I'm going to have you, but we've already discussed it. Once she launches her new company, she's going to come on again, and we're going to explain to you guys how you can purchase the bracelets, that it's one to keep and one to give. And also the
Let's
fact
make
that
a
you
better Wi-Fi
design it.
too.
Yes, and that you design it yourself. And yeah, you'll outsource people to help you make them when you start to grow. Obviously, you're one person, you can't make thousands of bracelets by yourself. But you're the designer, you've done all the marketing. This company is going to be amazing. You get one and you give one, and I just Unicorn Assassin. You guys, that's the best badass name. I love it.
And it
But
really is. It's supposed to be like rebellious and edgy, because I feel like everybody has that in them,
yeah,
right? And I mean, you don't have, and that doesn't mean you're like off breaking the law or anything, but like
Oh,
you have that wild, like the run wild, you live free, like all that kind of spirit in you, right? So, but it doesn't have to be like a mean thing or like a bad thing. It's like like it's good, and you're
well,
trying to like
I
show
know when
people.
you gave me the logo to look at, I thought unicorn assassin. I thought number one, I heard you say your mom raised you to kill them with kindness. Don't let other people bring you down to be negative and mean. So I thought that resonated. But in addition to that, being a unicorn, being unique means you don't have to follow everybody else. You are your unique you. Be free in yourself like that. I think that
Yeah,
because I can't imagine you having a bad bone in your body. I mean, we're all human, we do, but you know what I mean. So I
right.
know when you say there's the badassery part of all of us, meaning, hey, I'm not doing that. I'm going to fly and do my own thing.
Yeah.
That kind of spirit. But so now I keep jumping around, but people who know me know I do this. But I come back. So
Me too.
with your pregnancy with your daughter, when you lost the sight in your left eye because of the tumor that's inoperable, it's benign though,
It is. Yes.
and it's still there.
It's still there. Yep. I just
And
haven't
then what
found
else
it.
happened?
I also found it. Okay, this might be like a TMI moment, but like I'm pretty I just say whatever. Um, so I actually had I got a hickey on my neck. I'm not gonna lie, first ever hickey in my entire life.
Oh,
And
here comes the badass.
yeah, I was married, and like I was like, don't ever do that. Well, it happened to be just like a little one because it was a joke, and my mother was in town, and she was like, "Hey, what's that on your neck?" And I thought, how embarrassing is this? Like, I'm not that way. But luckily, I mean, but the good and everything, right? I had like a tumor, or like there was a knot in my neck, and I thought, okay,
What's that? Yeah, you
that was a really intense hickey, but like it was. I mean, like that's not what it was. But I ended up going to the doctor for it, and I had a tumor. Like I ended up finding out that I had a tumor next to my thyroid, and so they had to take it out and found out that that one was cancerous. But we just removed my thyroid. So, I mean,
but and that was also when you were pregnant?
yeah, that was right after I had surgery. Right after I had Caitlin, my daughter.
Oh my gosh. And I met Caitlin. She was helping you work the
Yes.
boutique booth.
My little 16-year-old going on 30.
Yeah, she
She's
was
such
very
a
mature and she was such a good worker helping you. I loved that.
yeah, she's a hard worker. I
Yeah.
mean, watch me though, so I've learned to balance. I'm a little bit of a workaholic.
Yeah. So tell everybody what all you do.
Okay, so I started the BTQ Boss, which is Boutique Boss. That was my side hustle for a really long time. Um, I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like I knew that eventually I would be my own boss because that's just who I am. Um, but once I left my 9 to 5, I fully did this, and it's kind of like Unicorn Assassin in a way. I think that everything that I do, it comes from the same place of wanting to help people, because as corny as it might sound, like I do genuinely want to help people, and that's what makes me happy. So I thought I'll just do my own boutique. Like that's what I want to do. Turns out I didn't. I really didn't want to do that. I had listened to, it was either a podcast or a sermon or something along those lines. And it was talking about how sometimes you can think that your your purpose in life is to do one thing, right? You have this goal, but but it's your goal. And I thought, oh, that's my goal. I'm going to open up a boutique. That's what being my own boss means. And then along the way, I realized I heard on this sermon or podcast, it said something about sometimes your purpose in the circle of life is not what you think it is, but it's to help the people get to where their purpose is. Like your purpose is to help people. And like I thought, oh, well, that's really cool. Because maybe my purpose isn't to start my own boutique, but my purpose is to help those that are started, like small business owners, and help them get to where they are. Because I love the business part. I love talking business. I could do that all day. And I love strategizing. I love the back end of stuff, like just the software. I love like looking at the clothes and all the things. But I would rather help other people grow their business. Like that really truly like makes me happy. So that's what I do. That's why I started B2Q Boss. And I have clients that I help with social media. I have clients that I help with, I mean, I ship out of my house. Like I've literally had people's inventory in my house. My last house was just like the kitchen was full of inventory, the hallway was full of inventory, and we started shipping from my house. And now she has a warehouse and she's doing amazing. But that's, I don't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, so
No,
that's my other business.
your soul's purpose you thought was to do your own, but it's really to help other people get to where they wanna be.
Yes. And it's my thing behind Boutique Boss is that a lot of small business owners, especially in the boutique industry, are women. And so sometimes they're moms and they're starting out because they want to work from home and like want to be have more time with their kids. Well, I mean, any entrepreneur knows that you literally put in more hours that you could ever imagine into growing this business. And you have to, like it's your baby. But I want to be that person that can like take stuff off your plate on the things that you don't want to do and like allow me to do it so that you can spend time with the little ones or you can spend time with your husband or like just things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for.
Yeah, and it's interesting too how you found out along the way that the things you thought you may not really be into on the back end of stuff are the things that you actually enjoy. The
Right.
inventory and understanding the shipping methods and, all of the stuff that goes that's really time consuming.
Right. Yeah. No, I love doing that kind of stuff. I mean, not all the time, if I'm being honest, not all the time. Sometimes I want to cry because I'm so tired. But most of the time, it's a great time.
I know, and then for you to then help me too, it's just like it's so kind of you. You're a unicorn assassin. You're killing me with kindness, girl.
I can't wait till you do your boutique.
Oh my
It's gonna
gosh.
be amazing.
I'm so excited. But so like, and the other thing that, you know, I don't know, when we saw, when the topic for today was, passion project, all this is when we met. This is when we met. And,
Oh my goodness.
yes, that
I
was,
always wondered how that photo turned out. I was like, I hope that, it wasn't looking like a hot mess. That's great.
gosh, and I was just like, I was so happy. Yeah, I was so happy to meet someone that was like gonna talk to me and and it was you're so kind to me. I so appreciated it. But so the topic is passion project and ups and downs and everything and in between. But the other part that struck me is how you said, you know what, Debbie, I've really learned to laugh at myself.
Right. Yeah.
And talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you can't laugh at yourself, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna be goofy. And it's not one of those like, oh, laugh at yourself before others people can laugh at you. That has nothing to do with it. I just think that like if you don't, I mean, the world's already a crazy place. So why not make it a happy place? It was always a joke. Like my brother even says now, like, oh, back in high school, you were kind of snobby. And I thought, no, I wasn't. He goes, well, not snobby. It's because you lived in your own little bubble. And like even now, I
Mm,
live in my own little bubble. And I said, but it's not that I don't let people in my bubble. It's just that my bubble is a happy place and I don't want the drama. And it's just a
mm,
place to come and like relax. And like, yes, there's times where I'm stressed and I'm overwhelmed, just like anybody else. But I think if you just look for the good and like just sit back and laugh at the things that, because it takes energy to do both, right? And just like being mad, it takes energy to be mad and takes energy to be happy.
mm.
So like, why choose to be upset or like blah? Like be happy and laugh. Like it's a much better way to like experience life. So
Mhm.
I mean,
I've
I'm
never really
very
thought of it that
intentional
way.
about that.
That's fun. I love that because, I've thought of, your perception of the situation can always be positive and not negative if you choose to do that. But I never really thought of it that way, Anna, that, you know, both anger, negativity take energy, but so does happiness and positivity. Why not use your energy for the good? That's a good way of looking at it. I like that.
It's all about mindset, I think. I mean, I mean, to an extent, right? Like I always tell my kids, like, be intentional about the things that you're doing. So, like, even with your time. So, I know we've talked a lot about like when we work. and we were talking about scheduling things out so that we can be productive, but like we're also present in like when we're spending time with our kids or like, you know, our husband or, you know, like husbands or friends or whatever. So my thing is like be intentional about that. Put
Mm-hmm.
your energy wholeheartedly into whatever you're doing at the time, and you're going to do great at it. But then when you are like when I'm with my kids, it was really hard for me to turn work off. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, you know what, this is the only time that they're going to be at this age. So you have to be intentional, even in like that, be intentional in everything.
Being intentional is huge. Just taking the few extra minutes to say, why am I doing this? Do I want to do this? How am I going to do this? I mean, just to, and to be in the moment. But something else you talked about one day when we were on the phone was, and it struck a chord with me because it's very difficult for me and I'm working on it, is women in business, especially young moms across the board, have sometimes a hard time accepting or asking for help.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's a big one. That's been a hard one.
And I have in the last few years, I don't know if Sean Benson is still on here or not, but she had said to me when I was getting ready to do this event and I was trying to do everything by myself. This has been a few years ago. And she just simply said, why, you know, all of us, I know for sure I can speak for myself. I can help you. Why are you trying to do everything on your own? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you know, we want to help you. And, you know, quite frankly, I think, you know, she didn't say it just exactly like this, but I know what she meant. It can be offensive sometimes. If, like,
Yeah.
here's all these people, we're willing to help. She's still here. We're willing to help. We want to help you. We want to be involved. You know, we want to be part of your life. And it made an impact on me. And I thought, wow, I need to get better about that because just because I feel like I can and I need to doesn't mean that. And it's so much better when you get better at allowing people to help you or reaching out and just saying, no, that's right, Kelly, or just reaching out and saying, could you help me? And there's a bond that happens there when you ask for help and you allow it for
Right.
someone to help you. And I
Well,
have
you
found
have to think
beauty.
about it too. Like you and I mean, just from like us talking, getting to know each other, we love helping people, right? And it
Yeah,
brings us joy. So if you think about it the other way around, why would you want to take that away from someone else? So by not asking, you're kind of taking that like that opportunity for them to do something nice for you and to have that same feeling that we get. You're taking that away. So like that's
that's
kind
true.
of like not us being nice, really. I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, I want to do nice things for you, but I am not going to accept anything unless
Right.
you get the good feels.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Hmm. But, you know, in your life, you juggle, I think, as especially as mothers, you know, and there are a lot of women out there that aren't mothers and they fill their time with helping other people. So it's not just about moms. I think it's just a thing with women in general where you feel like I can take care of it all. I've got this. I've got, you know, and really, why? Why do we have to do it alone? We can all come together and help one another. And I've gotten better, Anna. Yeah, and
I
my friends can tell you, I ask for help now.
That's good. I'm I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're
I'm
working on
trying.
it.
It's effort being made. I do try. But no, but like, oh, okay, so another thing that we talked about was just being passionate about whatever season of life you're in, right? So
Mm,
if you have younger kids or if you're not a mom, like not everybody's a mom, not everybody wants to be a mom, some people can't be moms. And
right.
so you're whatever season you're in, I think that you have different things that you're passionate about. And so just I don't know, like my mom, she's older. Um, and she's passionate about my grandkids. But it took her a second to figure out like what she was like, "Oh, well, I used to like to read, but I don't really know if I like to read anymore." But now she does crafts and she basically has her craft room that looks like Joann's Fabrics. I don't know if you have that up north, but it's like
We
Michael's.
do.
Like you need fabric, you go to her fabric room. But like it doesn't matter what season of life you're in. I feel like be passionate, like find something that you like really love to do and like do it and just be happy and like put all you have into it. and it like brightens your day.
Hmm. You know what? That kind of got me too, because sometimes, like your mom, just like your mom saying, I used to love to read. I don't think I love to read anymore. And then, but that's okay. She
Right,
found something else that she was passionate about that she's going to do now. And that takes, I think, us being self-aware enough to know, I don't, just because I've always been a reader doesn't mean that I still want to just read all these books. I want to find
right,
something else that will bring me joy, change it up a little bit. And I guess, being self-aware with, what am I enjoying this, or am I just doing it because I always have?
right.
That's
Yeah, when I remember in the last week when you were with your daughter, you said that like that you've always wanted to do the like start a boutique. And I think that and that when they were younger, you were 100% mom. And I'm the same. Like we're always going to be 100% mom, right?
mhm.
But there's also times where like now that my kids are getting older, I have more time because they don't want to hang out with me, which is that's okay.
It's
Um,
different. It is different.
I know my daughter, she drives now, and it's her first year to drive herself to school. A little off topic, but I was like, "Are you sure you don't want me to drive you? Like, I can drive my car behind you and just like watch you because like, what am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
different.
so, yeah, and you just have to find those things, and like whether it be like I don't know, knitting or like going and helping, like volunteering somewhere or something.
Mhm.
I feel like it's just important for you to do those things so that you can fill your cup up so that you can like help other people. Because if you don't do anything for yourself and you're not passionate about anything, because some people are like, I don't really know what I like, but try a lot of different things. You'll find out.
And I love that you're also, now that your kids are older, and you've always worked, and you're passionate about helping other people. You're the boutique boss, and you've done that, and you're going to continue doing that. But now being able to say, what am I passionate about? What have I always wanted to really do to help people, from just coming from Anna Fox?
Right.
And Anna Fox is saying, I know what I want to do. I've always loved bracelets, and I love giving my bracelets away. I'm going to design my own,
Yep.
for one to keep and one to give. And you're doing that now. And when your kids fly the coop, you're going to still have that passion project that's going to keep you finding joy. You know,
Yes.
you're so smart. I'm so proud of you.
Well, there's times in my life, since we're talking about the ups and the downs, where like there's just things that you go through life where you're just really stressed or you're really down. And that's I mean, it happens, right? It happens in everybody's life. And so I was going through it. And I was just like, I don't know what brings me joy. Like obviously my kids bring me joy and I was working, but it was almost like I was working so much to take my mind off of like the situation that I was in. Um, Even though I love to work, but I have a therapist, and that's when I started going because there's no shame in that.
No,
But
that's amazing.
he did teach me, like, you know what, you're working so hard because you're distracting yourself from something, and so you need to find something that you're passionate about and take the time each week to do that. Like go and volunteer at like the soup kitchen or like just volunteer because that's where your stress is gonna like be released, and that's where you're really gonna find like that happiness again and like that joy that you feel like you're missing, right? So like find something that makes you feel good, like give back because that makes me feel good. But I was just so like wrapped up in the moment of like the season of life that I was in that it really was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just gonna work all the time because I'm just so stressed.
And the
So
funny thing is, you didn't realize that's what you were doing.
no, not at all. I was like, no, I like to work. And he was like, really though? Like, you like to work that much? I was like, yes. He goes, well, take some time, even if it's 30 minutes to do nothing. And I thought, okay, but if I'm doing nothing, like, what do you think about? And he was like, nothing. I was like, no, I'm thinking about work. And he goes, but why? Like, just, it's okay to do nothing. Like, it's okay to just be. And that
Mm.
was hard for me because I was like, well, that's people don't do that. How do people survive doing that? And I thought this is the most relaxing thing. Like it's hard still, but I do try to have some balance in my life. a little.
Yeah, it's a practice, right? I know a few years ago when I started to do like a stretching yoga type thing and meditation and prayer and all of that. I mean, I've always prayed every day, but really trying to stay in the moment and silence and stillness without a lot of chaos around you, no voices, no, just really take that time. And if you're used to being on the go, it's a practice. It takes time to get in that space where it feels even a little bit normal.
Right.
Wow. I love that. That's some really good stuff. We've been on here a little minute. I want to remind everybody that we are going to have Anna on again, and she'll have better service next time. But when we have Anna on next, Anna Fox, I love that name, Foxy Lady. She will have launched her new company, and we will be able to provide for you a link to be able to purchase a well-meaning, amazing gift that will be for you. And someday when you come across the person who you feel needed or you have a connection with, you take that other one off and give it. I love it. It gives me chills. That's my kind of gift. I love that kind of stuff. Love it. I saw Jade's on here, Julie, Kelly, Sean. Thank you guys for being here. I ask every single person that's on the show, because the show's called Find It, what have you found in life that you can share with us to inspire us to find it too?
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
I did not ask Tori that last week. I forgot.
Okay.
Think about it. It's fine. We can be in silence.
What is it? Okay, repeat it again.
Okay. What have you found in life? Because you've told us a lot that you've already found that you've shared with us. But overall, what have you found in life that you can share with us so we can find it too?
Huh.
Ooh, stumpta.
That's a good one. Okay. No, I don't know why I'm having anything. Okay. I feel like one of the biggest reasons that I think the way I do, and I like the being kind and like showing people kindness and like loving people, is that like I have a very strong faith. And so to me, I had told you before, when I was in like 6th grade, I heard a story about, or it's not a story, it's from the Bible, and it's Jesus washing the feet of his disciples. And that really stuck with me. And it's not necessarily that I'm trying to wash people's feet, like literally, but I thought, you know what, if Jesus can wash the feet of his disciples, then why shouldn't I be a servant? So like for the longest time, my prayer was, give me a servant's heart. Like, let me see people the way that like God sees people, so that I can love people and see what he sees in them. Right. So that's what I found. And I think that is kind of why I do anything in life. Is I find it, I mean, like, that's what I found. That's what I found.
That's very young to appreciate that Bible story,
Yeah.
And Kelly Prater says, yes. And Kelly, all the girls on here right now that I can see have a servant's heart. I mean, you got a powerful group of women watching you right now, Anna. Makes me so happy. I just feel really blessed. I do. And I know that you're a blessing in my life. And I don't know why. I don't know. I think like in my older age, I'm not a big crier, but I get really emotional, and I'm really proud of you. And I love my people I have in my life. And it's just an amazing journey that we're all on, and how we all find one another in our way, no matter what. I mean, what's the chances? Like, I was in Dallas. You're from Fort Worth. You were working there we were. It was meant for us to meet. And it's just been awesome.
It's been great. We've had great conversations.
Like,
we're going to launch your business, and it's going to be amazing. Like, I can't wait.
I know. And I feel that from you. And I'm like, Oh yeah, that's my logo. But I'm just like, here this gal is, and she's just like supporting me and helping me, and just it's just it's a wonderful ride. Let's go, right?
That's right. Well, because I really believe like everybody's like community over competition, right? And I think that it has become a saying
Yeah.
more than a practice. And but I really truly believe that. I'm like, you know what, we can do it all. Like there, it's because people are gonna love what you're doing, but they're gonna fall in love with you, and that's why. I mean, it's about supporting you and making your dreams come true, right?
Yeah.
So
And that's the same for you with we've got the boutique boss here, and she also is launching Unicorn Assassin, Kill 'em with Kindness. We all got two sides. We got the, hey, I'm a little sassy, and hey, I'm kind. But kindness and sassy, I like that mix. I think
I'm
it's,
gonna need you to do my promo video right there. That was good.
well, you just call me up. We'll do it together. So anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna have her back on. Stay tuned, you guys. Don't and write her email down. This is her old email. She's launching all the new email. Everything's gonna come down, but she's always gonna have this email for Boutique Boss as well. And but
And if you ever are like, just want to talk business, you want to talk life, you want to do any of and all the things, email me.
yeah, because you do it all. I mean, it's impressive. So, any parting words, and then we're going to wrap this up, guys. Is there anything that you want to say before you leave, or do you want to save it for next time, or it's
Yeah,
your
save it for
platform?
next time. I mean, nope, I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
awesome, awesome. Okay, well, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to Anna, even though we have like the words.
Right. Oh, it's horrible.
Right, and it's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I heard you loud and clear, and your message has been received, and I appreciate you being here, Anna, and I thanks to all the people who are listening live and everyone on replay. Have a great evening. Blessed to all of you. Keep finding it, people, and I'll see you next week. Same time, new guest. Have a great night.
That floats around me.